Testing.
Testing.
1, 2, 3.
Is it working? Yeah.
I think so. Yes? Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the State of Style Summit. We're coming to you with Licht, SVP of Global Communications for Donna Karen, otherwise known as DKNY PR Girl. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm really excited to talk to you because I really want to know what it's like to be a brand influencer. And don't say that you're not, because you totally are.
Well, I'm not kidding. I really don't think of it that way. I really think of it as I have a lot of friends.
Right.
And we're just all together, and we can talk to each other when we want about whatever is on our minds. And I think that that's the power of engagement in a community that really wants to be there.
And it's true. And you know, the funny thing is, you influence people beyond fashion. Because of you, I started watching Revenge. And
So
you know,
good.
people weigh in and want to know what you think of Gossip Girl and other things like that. So I guess my question to you is, as a brand, how do you get the conversation started? I think people make certain perceptions about that, but I think, you know, you sort of have to tell your host. Am I wrong?
I think for me, it's stream of consciousness. I started it as I'm just going to write what I'm thinking. And if I'm thinking I'm going to watch Revenge tonight or Gossip Girl or the plot is crazy or whatever the case may be, I think it's not. I think brands put a lot of pressure on themselves to make that conversation and be content creators, but I think a lot of the conversation is happening. And if you just listen to what your fans are saying out there or your consumers are saying, you can jump in and sort of start in the middle rather than always thinking you have to start in the beginning.
And what do you think of the idea of selling versus telling? Like, how do brands differentiate themselves across the social media platform where they're still getting the idea about these are my products, but there's a different level or perception? There's a deeper meaning to what they're doing.
I personally believe in credibility, so I'm not a big seller. I wouldn't say. I think that if I love it, I'm going to tell you about it because I would call my sister and tell her about a great pair of pants I bought, not because I have to. A lot of times, throughout the day, someone would say, like, God, she never talks about fashion. And I'll be like, I didn't talk about fashion today? Like, what was I talking about? But I think it's more what you talk about with your friends, and I think if you're excited about a purchase, you're going to share it. I'll do that. If I'm excited about a restaurant I went to, I'll share that. I don't think you have to sell.
Okay, here comes the big final question. Have you ever been in trouble for oversharing about anything in your life on Twitter?
No.
Never? Or is that a no comment?
No, that's a no. I think that part of being successful in the space is having a really supportive, trustworthy group of people behind you. And I think that when we started in the space, we wanted it to be responsible. I think it made sense for a PR person to head it up. I think that in my real job, this is my fake job, in my real job, in public relations, you have a clear understanding of what's acceptable to talk about. I think you need to always be cognizant of that, and I'm conscious of it, but at the same time, I do like to push it a little bit and sort of see what happens. And I think that, if I said something inappropriate, I'd be told, but it would be after. So I feel fortunate that I'm not regulated that way.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Summer.
Everybody, we're going to be heading back to the conference really soon, but I will be back in about an hour to talk to Mr. Willie Green of We the Urban. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Thanks, Stylecaster.
Thank you, honey.